Hello guys, welcome to another video. This is partly a test video. As many of you know from my last video, the CB500F test ride had a bit of a problem with the audio. Once I realised that the audio was messed up, obviously that was too late, because that was when I transferred it over to the computer and was about to edit. That's when I first realised that there was a problem. But that was my fault though, which I was a little annoyed about. As some of you know, maybe, I use an app on my phone to record my audio, using an adapter with the microphone, which is a TRRS adapter. I think it is, you have to have it with mobile phones, otherwise it don't recognise your mic as a mic. And use an app called HiQ Audio, I think it is, which is really good. It's got loads of gain control and all that sort of thing, which is really great. There's a couple of options you have to change to make it work properly with the mic, which you don't automatically know because you think any default options should work with it fine, but they don't. I had to play around with all different options to figure that out when I first started using my phone. 27 speed slow, it's telling me to slow down at 27. So that was the issue I was having with the audio. I'm just going to go for a quick ride around this way. I'm not going too far out because I've got hospital today, but it's a nice sunny day and stuff, so I've left a little early to go for a ride and test this audio out, because it should be working properly now. Like I say, it was a couple of settings in the app that caused the issues. That sounds like it's wind problems, but it really wasn't wind problems. That was just picking it up more because on the standard settings it's a lot more sensitive, even though I had turned the gain down. I turned the gain down to as much as you could, which is -20 on this app, but still it's too much if you don't change a couple of these options, which in my video of my setup I do show what options I use on that app. So if you ever want to use your mobile phone with a TRRS adapter and this app, you can watch that video and it'll show you how to set up the app to make it work properly. Oops, missed gear, false neutral. And it works really well, you know, you don't really notice the wire coming out of your helmet, and it goes into my jacket into the inside pocket. But I've also changed where the actual mic is, because I've changed something else on the mic as well. So I finally brought a couple of Deadcats, as people call them, because mine's the Sony mic with two mics. It's a stereo mic, so I had to buy two and put one on. I put one on each side, and because that's made it a bit bigger, I couldn't keep it where I used to have it right by my mouth, so I've had to put it back up by my cheek where I did originally have it when I first started motovlogging, and it was fine then as far as I remember, so hopefully that should still be fine. But now if I do crack my visor open a bit now and then, hopefully that'll protect it from any wind noise and stuff. So I'm going to test that as well in a sec. Just going to open my visor up, talk a bit and see how much that protects it. My visor's fully closed at the minute. There's a little bit of wind, but it's not too bad today. But obviously I'm riding along about 40 miles an hour. That caused a little bit of wind as well, obviously. So hopefully it's all working properly now anyway. I apologise again for that being bad in that video, but I had to still upload that video because I don't think I'll have another opportunity to ride that bike. They didn't know I was doing a video. I went down the road and then put my camera on and everything and sat up there, done the ride, stopped just before getting back and took all my camera off and stuff, just in case they didn't like it. I don't see why there'd be a problem, but you never know. That's why I do want to talk to them one time and say, look, I can't afford to buy a bike. I definitely want to get a bike, but I'm going to have to get set in hand. But maybe we could have a deal of, you know, I ride your demo bikes, maybe some of your second-hand bikes to show what's for sale. You never know, they might agree. And I'll tell them, because it's true, I've got a few subscribers that are from the local area. You might end up buying a bike from them, or some of them, or some of you might even end up using them to do your training and stuff if you haven't got your license yet. They do good deals. They're doing a good deal right now for 400 odd quid. I can't remember, 470 quid or something like that. But that's, I think the deal is if you buy a bike off them after you pass, but you pay that money and you get training until you pass. So no matter how long it takes you to pass, it's all that costs you. Well, let's turn off, start heading back. So that's all that costs you, and you're guaranteed to get your license, but then you get like £500 off a brand new bike as well. So if you're looking to buy a brand new bike as well, that's good. I don't know if that is still worth doing if you need to get on finance. They probably still do a deal for that. I don't know. That's a good little deal if you are in the market for a brand new bike after getting your license. It's a bit worrying that they won't sort of like do a deal with me, because I'm quite a small channel still, you know, so I can understand how they feel it wouldn't help. But I know for a fact if you do some good test ride videos, I'll get more views than I've got subscribers anyway, so I know those videos do pretty well. There we go, quick visor. See how that sounds. Hopefully that's still picking up my voice quite well, but also protected from the wind. Like I say, it's not too windy today, so I'm not getting much more wind than the wind I'm getting just from riding along. So it's not the best test for it, but it's still good to know that if I need to at least crack the visor at least a little bit like it is now, as you would have seen me just close it a bit, it's probably okay. Whoa. Suddenly noticed that was all mud. Yeah, I didn't actually slip, put the wind at me a little bit then, just suddenly noticing all the mud. Yeah, I'm gonna go down and have a chat with them again sometime soon. Don't know exactly when, but maybe sometime this week even, and say, you know, can I take the 650F out for a spin, because I'd love to take that for a spin, because that'll be even better than the 500F, because 500F has somewhere around 47 to 49 horsepower and what was it, 30 odd newton meters of torque or something like that, I think, and that felt nice, you know, it still felt nice and you could have fun on it. And that's got quite a bit of power, especially going from riding a 125 for months. But the 650F, that's got I think that's about 90 horsepower. It's a 4-cylinder inline engine, and it's got about 60 odd, maybe 67 newton meters of torque, somewhere around there. So that'll feel really nice. But I'd like to try and take out some of their other bikes, like some of the sports tourers, maybe even a sport bike, to see what that's like, because I've never ridden a sport bike. And the sport tourers will feel like a naked really, just that I got a fairing on as well. I'll get in touch with some other people like Yamaha and Kawasaki dealers and all that sort of thing, see if I can do some test rides of theirs as well. It'll just be good fun to try some different bikes out and get some extra videos out. And it's the only chance at the minute that I get to ride a big bike, because as you know, I passed my test in, I think that was actually August. I keep saying July, but I think that was August. And I've been waiting ever since, trying to save to get a bigger bike, but it's going to take me a while to save enough to then sell this and get a few hundred for this, or should be able to get close to £1,000, maybe a little more. I've seen some for sale about 1,200 quid with more miles than this and like a year older, but that's probably a bit steep. I'd be surprised if they sell them very easy at that price. But hopefully I'll get around £1,000 for it. And then when I do get a bike, obviously I'm going to have to look for something around 5 to 10 years old, and depending on the type of bike, that'll depend how old it is, because some of the older bikes like the GSRs I've been looking at go for about £2,500 and they're about 10 years old. But if I get something like a Yamaha XJ6 version, I'd want the F version, because that's the fully fed, and I think that looked nicer than the others. They also do the naked version and the half fed version, but they seem to be going at slightly better prices, so I could get something around 2010 to 2012 for the same sort of price, I think. But there's a lot of other bikes I can look at as well at the time, but I don't know whether I'll have enough money for that, you see, so I don't know if I will end up with £2.5 grand or not. I'll try my best to get around that, but I may end up with a little less, which will be a bit guttering, but I'll still be able to find something half decent for the price I end up having. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that though. So that's going to be at least a few months before I can start thinking about selling this and then getting the other bike. I've got to obviously think about getting taxed afterwards as soon as I buy it as well, and insurance. So, but yeah, in the meantime I'm going to try and set up some more test rides. I don't think he was too happy about letting me test ride it really, because I told him, you know, I probably won't be able to buy new anyway, so it's probably a little pissed off, but why not let people try, mate, you know? They might end up with one come in as a part exchange and I might be able to afford it, so it's not, you know, what's the harm in letting me take them for a spin? But anyway, I've got to shoot off now to hospital, so I'll go finish off this quick little video. Hope the audio is fine, even with the visor open. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next video.
It's me and my man compadre, black and white and ivory and black ebony. They can't step to me, weaponry is heavenly. They can't see us in the 313 vicinity. Hey yo, M, ha 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 ha.
Ha ha, I come in like ha ha, I'm ill like nah nah. And y'all don't wanna see me cause I'm ill with the skill.